Welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, August 14th, 2017. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. Some 4,000 persons across the country are expected to gain temporary employment with the Roads, Buildings and General Services Authority, BRACSA, under its Summer Road Cleanup Program, which began earlier today. The authority's communications officer, Roxton Millington, said the two-week program is in an effort to clear road verges and drains from debris. She highlighted that during this hurricane season, it is essential to ensure drains are not blocked, which can cause an overflow of pathways.
BRACSA commenced its summer road cleaning program today, the 14th of August, in various communities throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The program is expected to run for a period of 2 weeks and will employ in excess of 4,000 persons. These include truckers, jobbers, and gangs. The clearing of drains and road verges will be the main focus throughout the program. We are now in the height of the hurricane season, and within recent months, we have been experiencing high level of intense rainfall. Although we have not had any reports of severe damages so far, let us not become complacent. Let us be vigilant at all times with our surroundings.
The BRACSA communications officer also pleaded with persons across the country to do their part in keeping their communities clean and to refrain from blocking drains with garbage. She also used the opportunity to speak on road repair work in which the authority is currently engaged.
BRACSA have been making every effort to clean the drains, and we have noticed in recent times there has been a build-up of debris as a result of persons not disposing of their garbage and trimmed vegetation properly. We want to appeal to persons to desist from such practice. The authority is also continuing with its 2017 road repair program, which you're going to hear more of. Some repair works were done in Glen, Lomans, Windward, Sand Hill, Walvaroo, Murray's Village, King Garden, Belair, Paul's Avenue, Block 2000 leading up to Lord Village Government School, and on the Central Leeward Highway from Layou to Barley.
And several of the workers in the Dorsetshire Hill community expressed gratitude for the work they have received from BRACSA, but highlighted some of their concerns, which include more tools to carry out the cleanup work and more days to acquire more money. They also expressed concern over impatient motorists on the road, whom they advised to be more tolerant as they clear debris.
Well, we're actually on the street in Dorsetshire Hill, heading up to the television station. They're supposed to last about 8 days, give or take. What is some of the guys' problem this morning is we do not have tools, rake. Well, they're bringing their own, but how much so can we do with what little we have? What we would like is a little bit more tools, a little bit more cooperation from people using the road. We are doing a job, right? We're trying to clean up the area. A little assistance when you're passing the road, just give us the blight so that we'll be able to work a little bit more easier. You know what I mean? We're trying to make the passage along the road easy. Other than that, we'd like to take the time out to thank SVG for giving us this opportunity, employing everyone up here and giving them the opportunity to, make a little money and support us out.
Yeah, right now, as we're doing a little work in that here, as you see, we don't have no tools or nothing to work with, and we have to scrunt, begging neighbor and things for lending with tools, and we ain't supposed to. Government supposed to supply we with the material that we need to work with and stop harassing people, the neighbors and them. I don't know, that's my view. I don't know what anybody else have to say about the tradition.
Otherwise than that, we're grateful, we're really grateful for the work. But little tools, as they say, could be nice. But yeah, little more days too. Like a 10 days, it's 8 days they working. 3 dropping, like, you know what I mean? But thanks the Minister, SVG.
The late community and social activist Oscar Allen was laid to rest last Saturday, August 12th. At the Thanksgiving service held at the Kingston Methodist Church on Saturday afternoon, Allen was remembered as a man who loved this nation and always stood up for the interest and betterment of the people.
Celebration of the life and work of the late Oscar Allen was held last weekend, beginning in Diamonds Village on Friday, August 11th, followed with a Thanksgiving service and burial on Saturday, August 12th. A number of Vincentians turned out at the Kingston Methodist Church on Saturday afternoon to pay their final respect to a man whom they deemed as a true believer and fighter of social justice. The late community and social activist was remembered as an exceptional individual who has left his mark on all who have listened to him, came in contact with him, and even those who read his writing. The eulogy of Allen was delivered by Simeon Green, Ronnie Daniel, and Cheryl Johnson in a creative approach meant to highlight the fact that Allen was a person who encouraged individual initiatives and cherished collective efforts.
Stormed his home uninvited and found this quiet, soft-spoken man who welcomed us to his home. We found an exceptional man.
He, like Rodney, was the pioneer of several grassroots organizations. His work was focused on champion the cause of the working class and the oppressed. That's the man, Oscar.
His vision far exceeded its time, and one who believed in the notion that one ought to live his geography. One whose independent thought mystifies the pretense of all of us.
Expressing gratitude for the work of Allen in the establishing of the Farmers Association and more so the overall NGO movement, Renwick Rose emphasized the fact that Allen indeed came from the concept of the people, an attitude he added that persons should reflect on.
In fact, not only his spirit remains alive, he has put forward many ideas over the years. Perhaps we need to resurrect some of those as well. And we must do it in our thoughts, our actions, and manifestations. We must remember the qualities: self-sacrifice, independence of thought, compassion, and he became increasingly more and more the conscience of the nation.
Pointing out that many persons were drawn to Allen due to his quiet aura, Prime Minister Dr. Afghan Salz outlined that to understand Allen's life and work, one must first understand his Methodism, the foundation of his beliefs and actions.
When Oscar criticized me, I paid attention, reflected on it, whether he was right or wrong. The point is that you know it was made with honesty and sincerity and without any malice. In some respects, Oscar wrote to the future, and he saw always that a different and better world is possible.
Cognizant of Allen's contribution as a community activist and educator, PM Gonsalves highlighted his intention to have a community institution renamed after the late Oscar Allen.
Embrace the education revolution, though he critically pointed out not only its possibilities but its limitations. And he is really a veritable mwalimu, a traditional teacher, a listener and teacher, that we ought to name the Diamond Primary School the Oscar Allen Primary School. Hope the community agrees so that we can very swiftly put that into place and put up the sign.
In closing, Allen's older brother, Sir Errol Allen, thanked the Vincentian public and diaspora for their overwhelming support.
Just to say, on behalf of the entire family, thank you for expressions of support in numerous ways, not least of which is your presence here this evening. I believe in all sincerity that our departed brother, friend, and colleague, by dint of his life work, his example, his principled ideals, would have nothing to fear should God indeed ask him, "Show me your book." May his soul now rest in peace.
The body of the late Oscar Allen was later interred at the New Adelphi Cemetery. Nikita Tony reporting for SVG-TV News.
Earlier today, some of the frontline protesters and others carrying placards in hand picketed the Milton Cater Memorial Hospital, expressing their dissatisfaction with this country's healthcare sector and the operations at the main health facility.
I think that the the healthcare system right now it is crying out for help. So I want it to do better, and I'm here to protest because I find it is disgusting what is going on in the hospital.
I believe the poor state of the healthcare system is the reflection of leadership. The poor leadership that we have in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
I don't really like what's going on in St. Vincent because for one, the health system is not working out for people, poor people especially. Because when the higher heads get sick, they fly out of St. Vincent, and we the poor one have to stay and take anything.
Need better health care in this country. So for that, we need a new government in this country who can help us, that we can get a good hospital.
It is time in this 2017 that St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which is predominantly black, predominantly of African descendants, and the land of the Garifuna, must get proper facilities, must get positive development. You understand me? We need it.
And they are promoting a state-of-the-art morgue in front of trying to remedy the basic problems to give people better health care. That to me is total foolishness. That's archaic, backward, stupid, downright stupid. So things like that is infuriating me and upsetting me, and I hope more people would come and join the picket line to send a message to this administration that we're not going to continue to be treated like third-class citizens.
Former health minister under the New Democratic Party administration, Joseph Burns-Bernardi, on radio today said the services provided at the Milton Cater Memorial Hospital compared to other health facilities in the region are much cheaper. He further outlined that under the present administration, a number of health facilities have been improved and polyclinics established.
Stay at a hotel here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You can see at some hotels, you get bed, breakfast, you get for less than $262 a day. But at the hospital, that is the cost for the maternity ward. $613.98. The services provided per operation at the Milton Cater Memorial Hospital. Now, people say, oh, you go down to the hospital. It was during my time as Minister of Health that the user fee went from $1 to $5 for the prescriptions. It's still at $5. It's still at $5. $5 stamp and you get your medication. But people call in, oh, I went down there, they have this, they have that. You know how much money pharmacies spend on the importation of medication? I have that figure too. And of course, we have more pharmacies today than we had at that time when that study was done.
Bernardi criticized the protesters and questioned their motives to demonstrate, describing it as political.
We start talking about the health care. You got 5 people down the hospital now with placards, you know. Right now, 5 of them down there with placards. You understand the way we operate in this country? I am sure none of those 5 had any bad experience at the hospital. But you see, this is where the politics come in now. You get 5 people, go down there, man. Go down there and hold up a placard. Go down there and hold it up. That is what we come to in this country, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. A facility where millions of dollars being spent on refurbishing, where you have people coming from all over the Caribbean to get operations here, where doctors flying from the United States of America, where people flying here to treat people with the eye problems. You got 5 people down the hospital now with placards.
The findings of a draft report for the improvement of the local R-root industry will be presented here tomorrow by a team of consultants from the International Trade Center. The presentation will take place at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs conference room from 9:30 a.m. The report is the result of a study which commenced in September 2016 when the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines sought the assistance of the Caribbean Development Bank towards the improvement of the R-root industry. Through a grant agreement to the tune of $120,000, the CDB contracted the International Trade Center to conduct the study. In carrying out the assignment, the consultants were required to consult extensively with industry stakeholders in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, giving due regards to issues of gender equality, that is, the needs of women and men in the sector. St. Vincent and the Grenadines has a long history of iron production and export. However, according to the Ministry of Agriculture, due to a combination of factors including low prices, competition from bananas, and inefficient processing technology, production and export of iron starch declined considerably. The police here are also investigating the circumstances surrounding the attempted murder of Monique Clark, 45-year-old domestic of Bible, which occurred at Bible on Sunday, August 13th. Reports are that Clark was involved in a dispute with a young man. She sustained severe burns about her body after a liquid substance was thrown on her. Clark is a patient at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. A young man is in custody assisting the police with their investigations. And I'm glad Keith Mack has been charged with the murder of Vesta Rollins, who died at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital 2 days after sustaining several stab wounds about her body last Thursday. Mack, a 54-year-old farmer of Mesopotamia, was charged with the indictable offense on Friday. Rollins, along with her 1-year-old infant, were attacked at their home in Richland Park last Tuesday night, where she received stab wounds to her neck, chest, and tummy. After being admitted to the intensive care unit at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, she passed away last Thursday, leaving 8 children to care for. Mack was taken to court today, where the charge was read to him, after which he was remanded into custody at Her Majesty's prison. The police are also investigating the circumstances around the shooting incident that took place in Redemption Shops on Saturday, August 12th. According to the police, it was reported that Kareem Charles, 26-year-old laborer of Redemption Shops, was walking along the public road when he sustained gunshot wounds to the left side of his face, hip, and elbow by an unknown masked man. Junior Biddy, 22-year-old laborer of the same address, was in the same vicinity when he heard the shots. As a result, he ran and sustained a broken left leg. Both men are patients at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. And opposition member of Parliament for Central Kingstown, St. Clair Leacock, has expressed concern that the Shabs community in his constituency is once again becoming a hotbed of violence. Speaking on radio today, the opposition MP believes that certain long-standing feuds as well as joblessness are triggers of the recent spike in crime in the community.
It's been the observation of some people in Sharps within recent time that peace is slipping away. That is, as guys come back out and down the road, they're beginning to break into people's houses and disrupt the community. I've had those reports up to the other night. And so I feel badly over the weekend when we had these shootings, especially by involving people and families that I know. I do not want our young men, and it's predominantly young men, to go down the road of violence and of criminality, even if and when provoked. I know in many instances much of it is fueled or as a result of the absence of job opportunities and a growing state of hopelessness. But we are not the only hopeless community in St. Vincent and Grenadines, and we also ought not to be a people without hope, however tough and challenging the circumstances are.
Noting that life is precious, Leacock appealed to gunmen to put down their ammunition, since there are no winners when it comes to a life of crime.
The same guns that are shooting at each other in a criminal way are the same guns and the same persons who could be available to shoot at those of us who are in public life. And so we can't be insensitive to that situation. So my appeal is still to the shooters, the gunmen, and particularly those in my community, to put the guns down and to find another way and a better way than the life of crime, because everybody is hurt. you know, and there are no winners. It has to be, I don't know, it has to be the worst act of desperation when people want to put their life at risk in that kind of way, because if you walk with a gun and you're involved with another gunman, you must know the probability is 50-50 that you also want to lose your life, you know. I mean, and so what you want, a life is precious, you know. Sometimes you need second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chance, you know. Give it up and try and walk on the straight and narrow.
A delegation from the Garifuna diaspora has been engaged in a number of activities in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, their ancestral homeland, aimed at building awareness for the Garifuna people. The visit coincides with efforts by the government and other local stakeholders to retrieve the Garifuna heritage in SVG. And according to Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves, the Garifuna presence plays a vital role in the advancement of the Vincentian civilization. Nikita Tony has more in this report.
In memory of their Garifuna ancestors who fought for freedom and Urame, a series of activities are currently underway here in SVG as the Garifuna Diaspora United in Healing hosts a pilgrimage of reconciliation and healing to their ancestral homeland. Noting that the week of activities will build public awareness for the Garifuna people, their heritage, customs and practices, this nation's Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves is of the belief that the delegation's visit will aid in the healing process of the Garifuna diaspora, as well as create a way forward in retrieving the Garifuna heritage here in SVG. In his remarks at the official opening of the week of activities, PM Gonsalves noted that SVG is an independent Caribbean civilization of nobility, adding that the government continues to participate in the Garifuna and Kalinago Renaissance.
This government, which I have the honor to lead, we made Chatoyer a national hero on the 14th of March 2002. The Garifuna presence is vital. It is the foundation stone. And to take it from the Psalms, the stone that the builder reject, from the head cornerstone.
One of the activities in the week of events is a day of reconciliation on Baliso, an island that, according to the Prime Minister, has and should always hold a great significance to the Garifuna people.
Baliso is a privately owned island. We have made it plain that any development to take place on Baliso must involve a suitable and appropriate memorial reflecting the sacredness and the spirituality of this terrain for the Garifuna people. So a lot of men will come and talk and say they were inviting, you know, and develop. But not easy. Baliso is not easy terrain.
PM Gonsalves further outlined his views on the issue of reparations for the grievances experienced by the indigenous and African people during the period of colonialism.
And when a man tell me about St. Vincent underdeveloped, and when I hear people blame everybody now who trying to help to do something to improve development, they give colonialism a break. But I would not give them a break. It doesn't mean that the British are my enemies, you know. You're not forgetting. You're not forgetting. You're not forgetting. And you're seeking ways in how you can engage them in this modern period, out of the compromises which you have become, to advance our country and our people.
The Garifuna Diaspora United in Healing week of activities in memory of their ancestors who died for freedom and Urame is scheduled to culminate this Thursday, August 17th. Nikita Tona reporting for SVG-TV News.